I threw my own belly wrap over this monk's head, then hooked his chin with my foot. Even then, he wouldn't even look at me, just kept tapping his wooden fish and chanting. Dude was honestly way too good looking. I couldn't help myself. I kissed him. Next second, he collapsed right into my arms. I stuffed him in a burlap sack and hopped on a carriage back to the northern border overnight. The northern border's knockout drug hit hard. Chi Yunyi slept through the entire night without waking up. Word got out that I'd snatched a pretty monk, and the whole town crowded the city gates to watch. I had the nerve to tell him right in front of everyone to give up his vows. Little monk, how about becoming my kept man? I didn't catch the resentment hiding in his eyes. I took him into the palace and kept him by my side every single day. I genuinely liked Chi Yunyi, so I never restricted his freedom, until the day the Central Plains Army showed up at our gates and I found out he was the crown prince of Daliang. Overnight, I went from a princess to a dancing girl at a pleasure house, living like that for 3 whole years. Until one day, Chi Yunyi showed up with his future consort to pick out performers. I wasn't sure if he'd recognize me, so I hid behind the other girls and watched him through the gap in my veil. He'd grown out his hair and looked even colder than 3 years ago. His future consort, Lu Jingshu, looked stunning too. Honestly, they looked perfect together. I made myself as small as possible on stage, trying not to draw any attention. You could have just sent someone to pick the dancers. Why come all the way here yourself? These girls are performing at the royal banquet. We can't afford any mistakes. If your highness pulls this off flawlessly, the emperor will definitely see you in a new light. After the first dance ended, I slipped behind a pillar and finally let out a breath. The next piece was a northern border dance, but the moment the girls walked on stage, I heard the consort snap. Who told you to perform a northern border number? Everyone get off. The pleasure house manager rushed over to smooth things out. Please calm down, my lady. Ever since the northern border was annexed 3 years ago, His Majesty gave us permission to perform these pieces. You fool! How long have you worked here? Don't you know the crown prince despises everything about the northern border? The manager hit the floor, kowtowing over and over. The girls behind him knelt too. My breath caught. I got down and tried to edge further behind the pillar. It's fine. Father approved it, so let them perform, Chi Yunyi said flatly. As the erhu kicked in, the girls started dancing. My heart was pounding. I moved through the northern border steps as carefully as I could. Afterward, all the girls lined up for the consort to pick from. Chi Yunyi looked completely checked out. It was Lu Jingshu who walked up and casually pointed at a few. Lucky for me, I was tucked in the corner and didn't catch her eye. I watched her wave her hand and felt the weight lift off my shoulders. I turned to head backstage, and a sword snapped right up to my neck. I saw you sneaking around back there and now you're trying to bolt? Something's definitely off. It was one of Chi Yunyi's guards. I'd been so focused on hiding I completely forgot to watch out for them. Lu Jingshu walked over and paused when she saw my face. Then I spotted Chi Yunyi heading this way too. I dropped to my knees fast. My lady, I hurt my back training these past few days and the pain's been unbearable. I didn't want to cause a scene, so I was trying to slip away and deal with it. All right, you're dismissed. Lu Jingshu stepped in front of Chi Yunyi and cut in first. I backed away as fast as I could, heart going crazy. If Chi Yunyi hated the northern border, it's really that he hated me personally. If he ever found out I was still alive, he'd make sure there was nothing left of me. After dinner, Nanny Chen rushed over. Princess, you need to get out now. The palace carriage comes in 3 days. Whatever you do, don't let the royal family find out who you really are. Why would I be going to the palace? I wasn't even selected. That future consort is not someone you want to mess with. She noticed you today and plans to offer you to the emperor herself. That night, I packed a few things and tried to run. The second I climbed over the wall, someone shoved a sword in my face. It was that guard from earlier, and standing next to him was another figure lurking in the dark. Didn't even need to guess. Chi Yunyi. He walked slowly toward me, blocking out the only sliver of light in front of me. I panicked and dropped to my knees. Please spare me, your highness. My back's been killing me. I just snuck out to find a doctor. Is that so? Funny how a bad back lets you scale a wall that high. Nice moves. If you don't want to go to the palace, just ask me. Your highness, what are you saying? It would be an honor to serve in the palace. Of course I'm willing. I froze, then started kowtowing nonstop. The moment I finished, he yanked me up off the ground. Aina, you'd rather go serve my father than just ask me for help? His voice had an edge to it. My stomach dropped. I had no idea when he'd recognize me, but I knew one thing. If I admitted it, I was dead. I'm not who you think I am, your highness. Turn around. His voice was low, flat, unreadable. I slowly turned. He grabbed my shoulder. Not you. Chi Yunyi glanced at the guard beside him. The guard sheathed his sword and stepped into the shadows. Next second, he had me by the throat, his hand moving along my waist. What are you doing, your highness? His face kept getting closer. He ripped off my outer robe. Every girl in the northern border gets a phoenix tail flower tattooed on her waist at birth, but I'd spent years on the run. I'd covered it with a secret remedy long ago. No one should have been able to tell. Chi Yunyi's expression froze, like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. But only for a second, then he was back to normal. You think hiding that tattoo means I can't recognize you? He picked me up and shoved me into a sedan chair. My mind was spinning. Your highness, I'm supposed to enter the palace soon. Don't worry, your name will be crossed off the list. He held me in his arms, tracing my face with his fingertips. I felt ice cold. I tried to pull back and looked straight up into his cold, dead stare. Move again, and I will kill you. Chi Yunyi took me back to the Eastern Palace and handed me off to an older palace nanny. I followed her through door after door. The palace walls were insanely tall, suffocating. Back home, the grassland sky stretched wide open, horizon clear as day. Here, the sky was chopped into tiny squares, like looking up from the bottom of a cage. After about 15 minutes, we reached a quiet, tucked-away courtyard. There was a plaque above the gate that read, Tingshui Pavilion. This is where you'll be staying from now on. Pavilion? I must have sounded confused because the nanny turned around. Everyone in the Eastern Palace serves the Crown Prince. He knows exactly who you are. But if he says you're a lady, you're a lady. He'll handle everything else. Meals come 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening, and there's one more thing you need to burn into your head. That 7th princess from the northern border who kidnapped the Crown Prince? She died of a sudden illness 3 years ago. From now on, you are Lady Sulin, sent here to build ties between the 2 nations. The northern border's 7th princess is dead. Understood? Yes. Good. The Emperor is merciful. The northern border has submitted, and that troublemaker is gone. He's chosen to let it go. But if anyone were to find out the truth, a smart woman like you already knows what happens next. The door opened to a small, simple, clean room. The nanny looked me up and down. Your new wardrobe is ready. That flashy outfit? You won't be wearing that anymore. Her footsteps faded down the palace corridor. The red gate of Tingshui Pavilion clicked shut from the outside. The lock dropped, dull and heavy, like a stone landing right on my chest. I stood there for a long time. By the time the darkness swallowed that little courtyard hole, the candlelight on the table cast a lone shadow on the wall, small and alone, just like I'd been for the past 3 years. The nights on the grassland were never like this. Back then, Qi Yunyi went by Jingchen, sitting cross-legged in a washed-out monk's robe,